Thanks, Jen.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you, Jen. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You too. Eve. as I like to say.
Yes. So why is the president saying about this new variant, nobody saw it coming, nobody in the world, if that's not true?
Well, first I would say that nobody knew that there would be the number of different variants. Nobody knew exactly how transmissible they would be. We, of course, knew that there would be additional variants at some point coming. We didn't know what they would look like. But we've been preparing for a range of contingencies all along throughout this process. That's why we have had ample vaccine supply. That's why we have had ample mask supply, and why we have worked to ramp up aggressively our testing over the past few months.
Okay, and then about the testing and the contingencies, why is it that you guys are promising 500 million tests next month if you haven't even signed a contract to buy the tests?
Well, we have no concern about the contract being finalized. We're just working to finalize the contracts. We just announced this 2 days ago. But we don't see any issue or any halt to getting that done and to finalizing that. That's a natural part of the process. What I can tell you, Peter, about the process to date, because I know there's been a lot of questions about this, is that when we saw a surge in demand in Delta, we took additional actions to expand the over-the-counter test market. You may not remember this, but if you look back to the period pre-Delta, actually a lot of these testing companies, there was so little demand, they were laying people off around the country and around the world because there was not demand. What the president also did was use the Defense Production Act to invest $3 billion to ensure we were upping the market, so the market would have the capacity to produce more tests. And also, as you know, the FDA approved 8 tests. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had the capacity to do what we're doing for January.
But if it's so easy to get the tests, why don't people have them now? Who here decided that Americans were going to want to have access to these tests in January as opposed to now before they go home for Christmas?
Well, Peter, what we've been doing over the course of the last 4 months, even before the president's announcement 2 days, is massively increasing our testing capacity, quadrupling since the summer. And what the announcement was the president made just 2 days ago was making the biggest investment of any, certainly for us and probably from any country in the world, to address what we see as a surge in demand for tests. This is not just happening in the United States. This is happening all around the world where there is not enough testing capacity, and we have taken steps that are more significant than any country in the world so that we could have the testing needed to meet what people are looking for.
And as we understand it, there's going to be a website that people can go to starting next week. There are a lot of Obama alum that work here. Is anybody that was involved...
Don't know any of them.
Yeah. Is anybody that was involved in the creation of healthcare.gov going to be involved in the creation of this new website?
Well, I don't know all the staffing particulars about the creation of the website. What I can tell you is that we've been planning for the website to be ready when tests start to be ready. And the website will ensure tests are available equitably and that they will be obtained with ready access. That is what we're trying to do as we are finalizing the design of the website. We're obviously not going to put the website up until there are tests available.
Okay, and then just one final topic. Is the president taking crime in big cities more seriously now that a Democratic member of Congress, Mary Gay Scanlon, has been carjacked at gunpoint?
Well, let me first say that we're relieved that she was not injured, and the president called her and spoke with her this morning as well. It is absolutely unacceptable for any American, whether they're a member of Congress or not, to be victimized by crime like that. We have been stepping up federal law enforcement efforts for some time now, obviously prior to this carjacking, and we're giving communities historic levels of funding through the rescue plan to fight crime, make neighborhoods safer by supporting programs to interrupt violence, hiring additional law enforcement officers, and providing them with the resources and tools they've asked for. We're also helping communities through initiatives like the COPS program, which is putting 1,000 more cops on the beat. And the president's proposal in his budget is to add almost $300 billion in funding for these programs, more than it was even under the last president.
And so just, if I may, final one. If the president is giving big cities historic levels of funding and members of Congress are going home and getting carjacked at gunpoint, then what else can the president do, or what else is the president going to do to keep people safe?
Well, this is a priority for the president. I want to be clear that this proposal for additional funding for the COPS program has been something the president proposed several months ago. Obviously, we'd love to get that passed in the budget next year. We'd love to continue to step up a range of the programs we've had around the country, strike forces that have been helping individual cities, working with law enforcement partnerships to help individual cities, and that's something we're going to continue to do. The president has never supported defunding the police. He's always been an advocate for adequate funding and ensuring that police departments and community policing programs have exactly what they need.